Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
And welcome to it. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. By the way, today's show is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Protect your data from prying eyes at expressvpn.com/unleashed. As you can see, we're still in our studios. Pretty happy about that. Right here at the studios. Although Dallas County goes on lockdown tonight.
Yeah.
This is studios in Dallas County, so I don't know what that means for us because we're among those, I think, who are exempt from the lockdown. You can leave your residence to exercise outside or perform activities necessary to your health or safety.
Okay, now that's just, that's a little bit in your face. Yeah, I mean, you can go outside if you're going to,
exercise.
Make yourself healthy.
Mm-hmm. Dallas area rapid transit, so DART will still be open. Yeah, nobody takes it when healthy times. They're going to take it now.
That's probably a safe place to be. That's like self-isolation.
Because you're going to be alone.
Yeah.
You're going to be all alone on it. All religious services are to go online, video or teleconference only. So you can't go to church. That's really something. Of course, our church shut it down a couple of weeks ago. Restaurants are still allowed to serve drive-through or takeout. News media outlets. That's us right there. News media outlets. First responders and essential government employees are exempt. Hospitals, veterinary services, and other essential healthcare facilities are still operational. So if I'm broadcasting from my office tomorrow morning and you can only hear Keith, then you'll know that somehow they think we don't apply to media. And we'll see.
I got a Skype account, though. Yeah, I set that up. So
good job.
You might be able to see me. Do you want to see
really?
me? Do you want to see me in my house, or do you want to hear me? What would you prefer, Pat?
As long as, I don't know. I don't care.
Okay. Audio only it is.
Doesn't matter to me.
I have my feet propped up, holding the mic in my hand. All the coffee I want brought to me, Carrie.
Yeah.
And we'll see. Yeah,
we'll see.
This is such a strange time right now.
It is. It's just so weird. And people are going through this all over the country where they're being shut down. I saw last night where 1 billion people are being made to stay at home. 1 billion people worldwide. That is unbelievable.
Yeah. Nobody's laughing at preppers now, are they?
No, I wouldn't think they would be. They sure shouldn't be. Reporter Molly Hemingway made a great observation this weekend. Brian Stelter's Twitter feed, in which he attacks Trump for allegedly sowing false hope.
Yeah, that's the big thing this weekend for the media. Going after Trump for touting a drug that's showing promise.
Right after retweeting Anderson Cooper reading a poem about hope, he talks about how Trump is giving false hope.
Right. That's so funny. So there's the tweet that Stelter sent out of Anderson Cooper.
Praising him.
For it's a poem about hope.
Okay.
And then right after that, he tweets out...
to fight the coronavirus, Donald Trump is adopting the audacity of false hope.
And he links to an article.
Jeez.
But it's not false hope.
Is that the malaria drug he's talking about?
Yes.
Which has given, which has shown promise, right? It has shown promise.
Yeah, you got to play the clip of the doctor talking about that drug. It's showing more than promise.
Let's see how false this hope is. Here's a doctor talking about it.
Everybody is using it now off-label. We have a surge of coronavirus 19 patients throughout the metropolitan area of New York. And the problem is these patients are coming in quite sick. And when they get to a very difficult respiratory status, doctors are using hydroxychloroquine with or without a drug called Zithromax or azithromycin. And that's showing tremendous activity. And we have not had a death in our hospital. We have probably close to 100 patients that have not had any deaths.
False hope? Yeah, I don't think so.
I love it.
Wow. So it is helping them. When they get really, really sick and have a hard time breathing, they give them this hydroxychloroquine, and it helps. So how is that false hope? It's just despicable what CNN does on a daily basis. By the way, what a weekend it was as far as this virus kicking into gear. Geez, what has happened in New York? They'll say, testing, that's just testing. Yeah, we're just testing people more. Wow, that's a lot of testing compared to other places then. New York has 16,900 cases. New York alone. 16,900. The nearest is Washington at almost 2,000. That is, Washington was by far and away the hot spot for coronavirus up until this last week. So nationally now, 34,434, according to worldometer.info, coronavirus /country/US.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty specific.
If you want to check it out yourself. 34,434 with 458 deaths.
I'm up to 35,224 over here.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
35,224. This might include the cases. I think this excludes the cases. There are 636 cases that have recovered.
Okay.
Or that have an outcome, that have either died or recovered.
I see.
So.
Bottom line is a
lot.
In a few minutes, it'll be even higher.
Yeah.
Both of our numbers will be off.
To give you an idea, on Friday it was 14,000 something. Now it's 35,000.
Mm-hmm.
It's exploding.
Terrible.
And here we are sheltering in place. Hopefully that's testing. We use more people being tested. Hopefully it's really not exploding right now. Maybe we already had all these cases. We just didn't know it.
Aw, I like that.
Yeah.
Let's do that one.
All right. We already had all these cases, and we just didn't know it.
Yep.
That's all.
Go. All right, we can go home now.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's caught up.
Yeah. Yep. Bill de Blasio also saying some mean things about the president. Why? Why, Bill? He doesn't think Trump is doing a good job. Here's Bill de Blasio talking about Donald Trump.
Chuck, the truth is, and New Yorkers and all Americans deserve the blunt truth, it's only getting worse. And in fact, April and May are going to be a lot worse. Right now, we are a third of the cases in the country. That's going to get worse. We're about 2/3 or more of the cases in New York State. That's going to get worse. But, Chuck, the President of the United States is from New York City, and he will not lift a finger to help his hometown. And I don't get it. I don't get it. Right now, I have asked repeatedly for the military to be mobilized, for the Defense Production Act to be used to its fullest, to get us things like ventilators so people who can live who would die otherwise. Chuck, I can't be blunt enough. If the president doesn't act, people will die who could have lived otherwise.
What is it that you want?
Citizens, folks who are members of families, right. And we can't get action from the president of the United States.
What is it that you want the military to do immediately? What would there be a specific thing you'd want the military to do immediately?
Chuck, the military has extraordinary medical capacity of its own that's been honed in fighting wars. They can handle any situation. All military personnel who are medically trained should be sent to places where this crisis is deep, like New York. Right now, the military is the best logistical organization in the nation. If there are ventilators being produced anywhere in the country, we need to get them to New York, not weeks from now or months from now, in the next 10 days. And the only force in America that can do that is the military. Why are they at their bases? Why are they not being allowed to serve? I guarantee you they're ready to serve, but the president has to give the order.
Well, he did. Late yesterday, Trump did send the military to New York, California, and Washington State.
Yeah, but de Blasio needs to understand his place. He's a mayor.
Right.
Doesn't matter what you ask the president to do.
The governor has to ask him to.
Yeah, that's not your place, man. And it wasn't 5 minutes after Governor Andrew Cuomo made the request that Trump came through with it.
And Cuomo, who is the governor of that state, keeps saying what a great job Trump is doing. And then de Blasio is talking about how he's costing lives. I can't take it. It is really difficult. I mean, what is he supposed to do?
And I don't listen to a mayor.
Yeah,
You're a mayor, okay?
I mean, you don't have the authority to call it the military or to ask the president to do that, but the governor does, and then Trump did.
That's how it works.
It's agonizing.
So, yeah, the National Guard now off to New York, California, and Washington State.
Wow. And again, what they're going to, what? He kind of didn't answer what they're going to do.
I think they're going to be setting up hospitals and medical stuff like that.
Tent cities and stuff.
At least to start. And
they're going to deliver ventilators, though? I mean, where are they going to get the ventilators to deliver them?
Well, and that's the thing is that
lot of these auto manufacturers are retooling now so
Correct.
they can build ventilators.
Elon Musk is at the forefront of that with Tesla.
I understand Ford, Chrysler, and GM are all doing it too. So just like World War II.
And that's what they're doing. Private companies are acting without being forced to, because that's America.
Imagine that. What? Wait, people can act without being forced by the government to do something? Huh.
Yeah, and we better be careful, as
Fascinating.
Congressman Thomas Massey has been saying. He's concerned that the greatest harm to society after this outbreak, quote, will have been the public's unquestioning acceptance of the unchecked authority of governments to force private behavior and disrupt economies. Yep. I fear the actions taken by our government, Massey says, will make FDR's internment of Japanese Americans look like a light touch, end quote. And he says we're going to do better than other countries because of freedom and ingenuity. The financial incentive.
It doesn't feel that free right now, frankly. It doesn't feel that free when you're being ordered to stay in your home. I'm sorry, you must stay in your house. Wait, what? Are we not in the United States of America anymore? Yeah, we are. Stay in your house. Well, can I go outside my house? To exercise only.
Exercise.
And to get food. And then you get your ass back home immediately.
Okay, well, Massey was focused more on the economics and the private business aspect of that, I think. But no, you're absolutely right. It's terrifying. But but the good news is that they're saying Italy overreported their deaths because so many of their patients were so elderly and suffered from 2 to 3 other ailments. And so the reporting there was, a little bit. They were connected to COVID-19. But it's not necessarily the thing that should be listed as a cause of death on their death certificate. One of 3 possible things.
Okay.
So anyhow, Germany's, what was their, let's see, their death rate, 0.3% of cases in Germany
0.3?
resulted in death.
Wow.
So while it is bad, while our society isn't healthy right now, the numbers are, at least on those, as far as Italy goes, inflated. And as we get more testing done, it's going to reveal more cases. So just play it smart, wash your hands, and don't eat exotic animals, and we'll get through this.
Really? You're asking me not to eat bat? Really? I love a delicious bat sandwich.
I'm telling you, man, there are some horrific videos circulating on social media right now of what people eat in China.
Really? Really? I don't want to see it because didn't we show one that a while ago, a couple of weeks ago? It seems like there was one like that. And
there's plenty.
It was not appetizing.
I saw one right before I went to bed last night, and I quickly closed it. And I had a nightmare, but it wasn't related to that. But yeah. So anyhow, I'm just saying it's time that maybe we have a come to Jesus meeting with China and say, stop eating those animals, please.
Yeah. In Italy, they've got 46,638 cases right now.
Oh, wow. My number is...
higher than that?
Yeah.
Is it 59,000?
59,138.
Yeah. 12,500 have recovered or died.
I've got 7,000 recovered.
7,024 recovered, 5,476 died.
I got you now. Yeah, added it up. Yep.
Yeah. So a lot of deaths. That compare that to about 400 some here. So, 434 I think it is here. They've really been hit hard. Really, really hard.
But again,
Overreported.
These were people with multiple health issues.
Yeah.
Over in Italy.
And they have a lot of old people in Italy.
Yes.
A lot of old people.
The average age of patients there was 67.
Yeah.
Whereas by comparison, China was 47.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so also just north of our border is a guy who's just a bonehead buffoon, Justin Trudeau.
I think I'm so glad that we've got a Canadian pathead, Renaud Gagne. Is that how we pronounced it?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how I said that?
Yep.
Okay. Anyway, he's been sending us little update videos of what Trudeau's doing. Check this out. Let's
recognizing that even though it's Saturday, there are people across the country who are on the job. Whether you're hospital staff or a first responder, a bus driver.
What is he doing? What are you doing?
Whether you're hospital staff or a first responder.
Headphones on. Was he listening to catching up on podcasts or something?
I don't know.
He's a strange man.
Yeah, he is.
He's such a strange cat.
He's a buffoon.
Justin Trudeau. Yeah, remember, he forgets his coat, and he goes into, hold on one moment, and he walks inside, and he gets his coat, and he comes back on.
Yeah, that was weird.
Now he's got headphones on. Not that there's anything wrong with having headphones on.
Well, we are broadcasting here. We're not doing a press conference.
That was just weird, man.
If I was doing a press conference, I'd probably take the headphones off.
Yeah.
So.
But by contrast, these press conferences by Andrew Cuomo are gems.
Yeah, we'll get to that one in just a second here. First, let me tell you about Brickhouse. With all the talk about coronavirus, people have stopped worrying and talking about the flu, which has actually killed many more people in the United States this season than coronavirus. 16,000, and it's hospitalized over 250,000. Season's not even over. One of the best ways to avoid getting sick, though, is a healthy immune system, which is why I fortify my body with Field of Greens by Brickhouse Nutrition. Just one scoop has a full serving of real USDA-certified organic fruits and vegetables. You need to try this. Doctors agree. A diet of fruits and vegetables can reduce your risk of heart disease. Plus, Field of Greens is prebiotic, probiotic, and a great source of vitamins, fiber, and other nutrients. Just put one scoop in a glass of water, stir it up, and you're ready to drink it down. Right now, save 15% off your first order when you use the offer code PAT at brickhousepat.com. Subscribe today, and you'll save an extra 10% every single month. This virus season, turn your immune system into a brick house with Field of Greens. brickhousepat.com. That's brickhousepat.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
I honestly don't know what's gotten into Andrew Cuomo over the last few weeks. He's been pretty good on a number of issues. First of all, he's given credit where credit is due to the President of the United States, and he's been pretty generous with it, which I think is fantastic. And he's just done a good job, it seems like, on talking to the people about what's going on in New York and being really upfront and honest with them. And they hold a press conference every day. Fox News carries it every day. If you want to check it out, it's pretty interesting. But he was, at his latest press conference, he was telling us about a conversation he had with his daughter.
I, as you know, had my daughter who was in isolation. And I was very aware of what she was dealing with and what she was feeling. And I'll tell you the truth, I had some of the best conversations with her that I have ever had. She was alone for 2 weeks with her own thoughts, not talking to anyone else, no noise, no activity. And we talked about things in depth that we didn't have time to talk about in the past, or we didn't have the courage or the strength to talk about in the past. Feelings that I had about mistakes that I had made along the way that I wanted to express my regret and talk through with her. People are in a small apartment. They're in a house. They're worried, they're anxious. Just be mindful of that, you know? Those three-word sentences can make all the difference. I miss you. You know, I love you. I'm thinking about you. I wish I was there with you. I'm sorry you're going through this. I'm sorry we're going through this. That's going to be a situation that is going to develop because we're all in quarantine now. I mean, think about it. We're all in various levels of quarantine. And it's hard. It's hard economically, it's hard everywhere, but it's going to be hard here, it's going to be hard here. And it takes each of us to try to help with that.
Yeah, good stuff. And it is hard. It's really hard. And we haven't even been hit hardest by this. But, a few months down the road, when some of the results of what's happening start to manifest themselves.
Boy, that's already...
Oof. When the economic realities begin to bear out, it's going to be really tough. It really is.
Yeah.
It's going to go beyond, not having sports for a few months.
Right. I mean, the unemployment chart that was released last night, we've got that.
Looks really bleak. Jeez.
Yeah. Where is that?
What is the latest that we might lose 2 million jobs already? Is it more than that?
Do we have the unemployment chart you could put up on the screen there, Rob? There it is. So Tom Namako.
Look at that line going literally straight up.
Straight up. And look, it's right there at the 2008 recession overnight. Just like that. That is horrific. Horrible. So that's just 17 states had nearly 700,000 claims just last week.
Oh, man.
That line just spiked. Look. And that's the thing. Look how great the economy was doing. Look where the unemployment rate was. What if we were going through a 2008 recession when this hit? But again, the fallout from this is far from over. It's just beginning. And I just pray that your family isn't represented on that chart.
Yeah.
Because that's intense.
That makes it tough. Makes it a lot tougher.
And, yesterday they tried to pass, the Republicans tried to pass that bill that Democrats blocked.
Yeah.
That's...
so they still don't have the economic package? They're
Still don't have it, yeah.
Jeez.
So they had it figured out how they were going to pay for, or what kind of checks, $75,000 income or less you would get.
Was it $2,000 or $3,000 or something?
I don't know. You've got the chart somewhere over there and the stuff. Yeah, it's right where your hand is. Yep, that's the black one there. Right there, the back sheet. Take a look at that breakdown there. That's what the Republicans tried to pass.
$1,200 for individuals who make up to $75,000. $2,400 for married couples who together make less than $150,000. Not eligible for individuals who make more than $99,000. Not eligible for couples who make more than $198,000. Individuals and couples with children would be eligible for an additional $500 per child.
So $500 per child, and then $1,200 for workers making less than $75,000. So $2,400, right? If you make if you're married filing jointly.
Yep.
At $150,000.
And you make less than $150,000.
So Republicans were getting ready to get that passed through. The Democrats said, no, we want more unemployment check guarantees for a longer period of time. They could have passed this and then gotten to the other stuff later.
And you're not going to hear, you couldn't hear, they'd probably still say it, but they're only tax cuts for the millionaires and billionaires. That's not what this is. This is money for people who are not millionaires, not by any stretch. Up to $75,000, and up to $150,000 for a couple. So this was targeted at people who are not wealthy people.
And what was so fun about the way the New York Times, I don't know if they had some weekend help that wasn't completely indoctrinated in the ways of the liberal media over the weekend. but the initial headline was honest that they broke with. The Right Scoop pointed this out. I love this headline. It says, Democrats block action on $1.8 trillion stimulus. All right, so that's the first initial headline. And then someone gets a hold of them and says, no. Democrats block action on stimulus plan seeking worker protections. And then someone says, no, that's not enough. And then the third installment, here we go. Partisan divide threatens deal on rescue bill. And that is how the day played out yesterday with the New York Times after the vote in the Senate.
That is unreal. That is unreal. There's no bias in the media. No. There's just no bias with these journalists. That's just right down the middle. I got some interesting examples of bias in the way stories are written. I have this AP story that is pretty amazing in the way it is written. It's talking about the coronavirus redefining Donald Trump's presidency 8 months before he stands for re-election, as he wagers that the potentially largest rescue package in U.S. history could protect the American people from the economic carnage. Okay? Then, a couple paragraphs down, it starts out this way. Trump's hastily crafted stimulus. Okay, so it was hastily crafted, right? Insinuating what? Sloppiness, thoughtlessness, haphazardness, rather than quickly or swiftly crafted. And then you go down to this line. Trump's ability to enact his plan and weather the turbulence could have an enormous impact on his political fate and determine whether he's remembered as this era's Herbert Hoover, who was the president at the onset of the Great Depression, or it's Franklin Roosevelt, his successor, who guided the nation out of economic and geopolitical turmoil. Okay, FDR guided the nation out of economic and geopolitical turmoil. He lengthened the Depression 12 years. 12 freaking years he took the Depression. That's why it's called the Great Depression here and just the Depression everywhere else in the world, because they got out of it before we did.
Or as Nancy Pelosi referred to it as,
I don't know why it's called, it doesn't seem that great to me.
I don't know why they call it that.
They call it that because it lasted so long. It was a 12-year depression thanks to FDR. And geopolitical, he got us out of he got us into World War II. You don't get into much. There's not much more geopolitical turmoil. Whether or not we should have gotten into it is a moot point. The fact is, we went into World War II under FDR, not out of any kind of geopolitical turmoil. I mean, that's just unbelievable bias on the part of the Associated Press. It's just incredible. And to them, I'm sure that's right down the middle. That was just good, solid journalism with nobody taking a stand there. 888-900-3393 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We got these Nick Heath videos.
Oh, yes.
We're going to play one coming up here after the break. Nick Heath is a play-by-play. Is he soccer?
Rugby.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So he's a professional play-by-play guy. And he just went out and started doing since there's no sports to be had, he went out and was doing some play-by-play on real life.
Yeah.
Really good stuff.
It's fun stuff, yeah.
It's fun. Mm-hmm. So we will share that with you. Also, last week we were saying that we hadn't seen any evidence of Asians being attacked in this country. Sadly, we've seen some evidence of that now.
Yeah. Boy.
We'll share that with you as well. And an awful lot more still to come. We got all kinds of stuff so much that we won't be able to get to it all today. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter, where Lone Wolf 2965 tweets, the sweet irony of people who 2 months ago were crying that Donald Trump is a dictator now are crying that Donald Trump isn't a dictator. I love that. It's a really good point. Because he should be calling out the military right now to squash this populace. Keep us at home. Jeffy's toilet paper extension wand. tweets, rumor has it that Trudeau was listening to Chewing the Fat during his presser to get his talking points.
Oh, the Chewing the Fat podcast?
It's possible.
Okay.
It's possible.
Yeah, that's true.
Jeffy's, let's see, from USSA News. Andrew Cuomo's daughter is 5.
No, you're incorrect, sir.
Does he have a daughter that's 5?
I have no idea.
That's not the one he was talking about.
He has 3 daughters in their 20s. I know that.
Okay, so there you go. And also, didn't FDR's tenure in office and the Great Depression both last 12 years? Yes. Yes, they did. It's such a mystery to me that anybody considers FDR a good president. I can't begin to understand that because he was terrible. The Depression lasted his entirety in office, and the only thing that got us out of the Depression was the military manufacturing that was going on in this country. That finally, by 1944 and 45, lifted us out of the Depression. It was unbelievable that he gets the credit he does. 888-900-3393. We're telling you about the Nick Heath video. The play-by-play announcer for soccer. Rugby, thank you. I don't know him from soccer or rugby.
Really? You're not a big...
I am not a big
I
Nick
tried
Heath.
to get into Australian rules football, but now they've apparently canceled that too.
So is this guy Aussie? He's Aussie?
No.
No, he's British?
British or something.
Okay. Anyway, he's going around town finding people just doing, daily things, and he's doing play-by-play for it. Like this, he found 2 guys in a park playing soccer.
Well, you join me here live at Toosing Common. And, this is the final of the 2 lonely blokes in a park contest. And, that was absolutely terrible. We've come to expect, really, from these 2. They've been here for some time. A few runners in the distance, not keeping enough distance, frankly. And, these 2 are utterly useless. Looking forward to the 3rd, 4th place playoff later.
Forward to the 3rd and 4th place playoff later. Good. And
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
And we have tons of those that I'm hoping we can get to as
Are they all in that park?
No, he's all over town, man.
Okay,
this guy's
cool.
not on lockdown.
All right. We may be tomorrow. We don't know for sure. But we'll be on regardless. So make sure you join us. Might be actually fun to hear us from our homes. I don't know. Glenn's been doing it from home for, over a week now.
Yeah.
So.
We'll try it, maybe.
Maybe. I'd rather not, but we might. We might. Reporter Tom Namako sent this unemployment chart to us last night. Oh, you already showed this.
Yeah, we already did this one.
Yeah, you showed me that.
Showed that
why do I still have that in my stack? That is preposterous.
Last week.
How did that happen? Oh, this is the one I meant to grab because speaking of the unemployment situation, 23 million American jobs are in immediate danger from this stinking virus.
Yep.
Here are the jobs and industries hurt most by COVID-19 so far. Obviously, full-service restaurants.
Okay, so these are the ones impacted.
5.5 million. That says 4 point. No, that's limited service. Okay.
On the bottom.
All right. Go back. Can you do the other one? Do the top.
Okay. No? Well, this is okay. So now we've gone from the impacted grouping to the most impacted.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Okay, this is the most impacted.
Okay, so if you combine both of these charts, is how you get to the 23 million. But these are the most impacted ones.
The full service restaurants, which is obvious because I went to a local Italian place just to do takeout, just because.
Yeah, how was that?
I just wanted to help, I guess, give them some business. It was depressing. I went in there to pick up the order, and they were like so eager and happy to see anybody walk through that door. Ugh. It was really sad. All the chairs are up on the tables, and everything's just. They don't have any servers, of course.
And that's just a microcosm of
just a microcosm of what's going on. 5.5 million jobs imperiled right now. Temporary help services, 2.9 million. Accommodation, what does that mean? Like people in hotel industry, maybe? 2.1 million. In the entertainment sector, 1.7 million jobs are at stake. Personal care services, I would think that's like, grooming, haircuts, that kind of thing.
Like that, yeah.
737,000. Air transportation, 736,000.
Wait, hold off on air transportation for a second. 736,000 jobs at risk. American Airlines has canceled 55,000 flights, offering voluntary leave to employees. And I saw where several airlines are
paid leave,
are mothballing their planes in the Arizona desert right now.
I wonder if that's paid leave. If it's paid leave, I'm taking it. Okay. Yeah, you want to. I also saw that. Who was it? Oh, it was John Rich from Big and Rich. You know the country band?
Yeah.
He's paying all his. He owns a bar or a series of bars, and he's paying his employees the entire time. As long as his bars are shut down, he's still paying his employees. Now he can do that, obviously, because he's got a career elsewhere and a pretty successful one. But that's really cool because you don't have to do that.
Yeah, and to answer your question about the leave from these airlines, this American is offering voluntary unpaid leaves of absence to most union members. Companies offering early retirement for employees with 15 years of service, which allows them to keep their medical care.
Huh.
Not good, man.
No, that's not good at all. Special food services, whole bunch of 732,000. Performing arts, 517. Travel arrangement services, yeah, that's going to be tough right now. With Disney closed, with cruise lines closed, where are you going to go? What are you going to do? Museums, 173,000. Sightseeing, transportation. Then the impacted. These are not as impacted. Limited service restaurants, beverage bars, ground passenger transportation, oil and gas extraction, drinking places.
Drinking places?
Isn't that like a bar?
I was just going to say.
Wouldn't a beverage bar and a drinking place be the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Rail transportation, auto equipment rental, water transportation, cafeterias, etc. Yeah. 23 million is what it adds up to.
And so if Amazon is replacing 100,000 jobs alone, that's just a drop in the bucket compared to 23 million being affected.
Yeah. Bank of America predicts 3 million people likely applied for jobless unemployment benefits in the last week. And TD Bank estimates 2.5 million. Goldman Sachs, 2.25 million. It's painful right now. It's painful. I'm just praying that it stops. Just pray for for this virus to burn out before it runs its course.
Well, they have said that heat definitely helps. So let's go.
Do they know that now?
Yeah,
because they didn't know that before. They think it does.
Yeah, I saw that last week because we're going to get the 80s here in
good
Dallas starting tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean I loved the weekend because it was really nice and cool, and that doesn't happen usually this late in the year. But it's better probably if it gets hot, right? Because better chance for the virus to burn out.
Yeah, I'm just reading this right here. Higher temperature affects survival of new coronavirus, pathologist says.
Good. All right.
Yeah,
well, then that means it's seasonal, and that'll give us a break in the summer, hopefully. 888-900-3393. Let's go to Kathy in Utah. Kathy, hi. You're on the Blaze.
Hi.
Hi.
Mr. Gray?
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm really sorry to call about such a thing, but I'm hoping that starting with you, maybe you guys could get the word out to everybody in the Blaze family, audience, hosts. I listen to just about anybody and everybody y'all got. But I have a 103-year-old grandma who's dying right now. She's she's 103. So she doesn't have anything disease-wise. She's just 103.
Just natural causes. Yeah.
But if everybody could please pray to the Father to just take her home.
Okay. Appreciate it. Thanks, Kathy.
But if she's doing well,
prayers for her.
Why are we?
Her grandmother.
Right? She says she has no problem, but you. Okay.
But she is dying. She said she did say she was dying.
Okay, I missed that. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry, Kathy. Prayers to
just
your family.
natural causes, I guess. But yeah. Okay. All right. Kay in South Carolina. Hi, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, good morning, fellas. Thanks
Morning.
for being there, and thanks for all you do. I just can't thank you enough. The thing that has concerned me the most through this is how quickly we were set up to go into full panic mode all over the place. Yeah,
we were.
And it's benefiting. I'm not saying it's not serious and we shouldn't be concerned and do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, I was born in 1944. My parents lived through the Depression and World War II, and I grew up with a different mentality than the kids nowadays have.
Oh, yes, you did.
Not just kids. I'm talking probably one or two generations.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I tell my grandchildren things that they look at me like, you got to be kidding. But, we need to learn how to, for the most part, people need to cook, learn how to cook, take care of yourself, be a little bit more self-sufficient, use things, learn. I've got a daughter-in-law that won't sew a button on a shirt, and she has a master's degree for something. So, it's ridiculous. Really, really, really is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. Appreciate it. Thanks, Kay. She's right about the early panic, because I remember we were talking about people were going crazy when there were 8 people in this country who had the disease. There were 8 people. And we talked about it being like, 1/34 millionth of 1% of America had the disease. Well, things have changed, and we should take it seriously. But it's hard to walk that balance, isn't it? You got to find the right amount of, we're taking it really seriously, and we're doing what we need to do, but we're not going out of our minds.
Yeah, but how much toilet paper do you have?
That's the thing.
How much do you have? Yeah, see? In fact,
I only maybe have a month and a half or 2 months worth. Well, I don't know that that's sufficient. I really don't.
I guess it depends on your diet between now and then. But I am posting right now at Pat Unleashed on Twitter, and you can calculate to see how much toilet paper you have, if you have enough for the duration of the quarantine.
Toilet paper calculator?
Yeah. So hold on.
All right. So for a family of
advanced options. Oh, here we go. So so you type in how many rolls you have.
All right.
And I'm going to tweet this out as soon as we're done playing here. How many rolls you have? And let's just say you have 20 rolls of toilet paper, okay? Or my neighbor had 16. Okay, so he had 16.
16 rolls or 16 of those big cases of it?
I don't know. 16 rolls.
All right.
Toilet visits per day. You type that in, they default to 3. So right now, based on, and then so you can. Oh my gosh, it gets really in the weeds, if you will, as far as how many sheets on your roll, how many people in your family, sheets per. Well, okay. So anyway, and it just says, oh, look at this, you got
like how many rolls per person per month?
Yeah.
Does it have that?
How many rolls per person per month? It just says I'm going to tweet this out. You can play with this, and then you just drag the little bars over there, and there's a lot of stats about your bathroom trips. This is actually a lot of fun. It's howmuchtoiletpaper.com. We're going to send this out.
Howmuchtoiletpaper.com?
Yeah. And
okay.
Be looking for that at Pat Unleashed, and share it with your friends and see how much you have and if it's enough.
Something else we need to look into. Are there even primaries tomorrow? Because there were supposed to be several states that had primaries on Tuesday the 24th.
Really?
Right? Weren't there? Or is that not until next week? Or the week after even?
I think it's...
Maybe we're taking a little break here.
Yeah, I think we got till April 3rd through 5th.
Okay, April 3rd through 5th. Nobody's even talking about that anymore. Nobody's even talking about
cares.
Sanders and Biden.
It's actually quite a lull right now through April.
So that's probably a really good thing that that's almost like they knew that, it's almost like they knew.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're just saying.
I'm just saying that it's almost like they knew something was going to happen here and they shouldn't have primaries during these 3 weeks. Far be it from me to draw any conspiratorial conclusions, because I'm not about that. 888-900-3393. Also, some patheads were pulled. I guess you did a Twitter thing over the weekend?
I did.
Keith, a little poll. Would you rather be fighting off a virus you can't see or zombies you can see?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by this result.
72-28 zombies win. 72% would rather, because then at least you know what you're up against.
Yeah, you
right?
can see them coming, you know.
I like that. And all you have to do is bash their skull in, and you're fine.
Is that all it takes?
Yeah. Or shoot them in the head. You can shoot them in the head. You take them out with the brains, because that kills them.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least according to The Walking Dead. I don't know if that's official, but I assume you can just beat their brains in and you're fine. Plus, they're so slow moving. I mean, unless there's 100 of them and you're the only person fighting them off, you got a pretty good chance against zombies.
Sounds like we need another Nick Heath video, no?
Yes, we do. When you're down to zombie talk, yeah, you're probably looking for another Nick Heath
this
video.
The international 4x4 pushchair formation final, and we've got the up front pair, of course, are Johansson and Eriksson from Sweden, and they're in with the Brits here in Smith and Black, and they're doing particularly well of staying quite close with them around this very delicate bend. Of course, they're pretty familiar with this course, and well, that's what saw them become European champions just a few months ago. Great to see them back.
That's
so
funny.
Good.
I like that.
Yep.
It's a nice way to pass the time. We got several more too. And we'll just sprinkle in so that we don't just become apocalyptic this morning.
That's right. What's the?
We're making the apocalypse fun.
Yeah, the new show model for Pat Gray Unleashed, where we make the apocalypse fun.
888-900-3393 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. And at Pat Unleashed on Twitter, where Ryan Patrick tweets, the left freaked out over the killing of Soleimani. World War III! Draft! Yeah, we heard all that stupid stuff. Guess the mainstream media hasn't told them what to think yet. China covered up a virus that has killed many and shut the world down. Are they not worried about World War III situations now? No, I'd say they're not. And we've got some interesting information on that coming up. What some people are reporting about China and just how under control they have this situation. Pastor Sam Burton tweets, not to be callous, but we will always have viruses claiming lives. Why have we decided to also destroy people's livelihoods? Yeah, it's a tough one. I miss 2019 tweets. There was iRacing NASCAR from Virtual Homestead, Florida yesterday. Yes. Even Dale Earnhardt Jr. Dale Jr. drove. Yeah, we actually have, I think, some footage of that, don't we?
This is good. This is a fun afternoon right here.
Side by side, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Denny Hamlin.
What a march to the front through this field for Hamlin.
They actually have
That's a lot of Daytona
real
500
play-by-play
wins among those two drivers.
Yeah. This is what, PS4 or something?
Hill in third, Briscoe fourth, Smith-Lee fifth. Here they come off the corner for the final time. They all come together, and the winner is Hamlin.
Yeah. Wow. What a race.
Hamlin sends money to charity.
Yeah, those fans should be cheering. They saw a heck of a race.
This was all the guys
incredible.
At their homes.
Oh, the simulators that they used to practice.
To train, exactly. And it was a hoot. It was so much fun.
All NASCAR drivers have those in their homes? That's pretty cool.
Basically, yeah.
Huh. So it's just a simulation.
It was a lot of fun.
That's cool.
It was a great diversion.
They didn't go the whole 500 miles, right? How far
they
did
did
go?
100 laps.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of cautions, just like the real thing,
and
right?
Dale
Ron?
Jr. came out of retirement to race, took second in his first race back. That's congratulations.
But no, it was a lot of fun because, there's wear and tear on the tires. They had to decide how many tires you're going to get the pit stops. And you had 2 resets where you could just push a button and fix your car magically. You had 2 of those.
All right.
They did a great job with that. And I hope there's a lot more coming from FS1.
I understand we've got some sports to share with you. We'll do that in a second. First, let me take 60 seconds, tell you about Keeps, because we all want to keep our hair. Balding, especially male pattern baldness, it doesn't have to be inevitable. It really doesn't. If you're losing your hair, try Keeps. Keeps offers the generic versions of the only 2 FDA-approved hair loss products there are on the market. They're the real deal, and the generic versions save you a fortune. It's really easy to order it as well. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to stop by the doctor's office. If you're sheltering in place, you can still take advantage of this. Answer a few questions, then snap a few pics, and then a doctor reviews all the stuff and recommends the right hair loss treatment for you. Then it's shipped discreetly to your door. And it also works. Kind of an important detail. 90% of men experience a stoppage of hair loss, and 66% of men who try this realize that they've got hair regrowing, which, I mean, they didn't think that was possible just a few years ago. So if you're losing your hair, do something about it. Go to Keeps.com, KEEPS.com/Pat. Get your first order of hair loss treatment for 50% off. Keeps.com/Pat.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, since so many of us are craving local sports, Pathead G. Schultz sent this tweet in showing us, some of the exciting things going on in his area on the sports page of his local newspaper. This is kind of cool.
Cool.
And it looks a little something like this. Pretty impressive sports page.
And that's basically what it is right there. Yeah, so I forgot to send this to him because we had this from last week and we never got to it. And
it's a blank page. It says sports, and then there's nothing under it.
So I forgot to
that would have been
that one.
That would have been fun, under the right circumstances, like if we had.
There it is. Nice job. Way to find that, Rob. It's up there.
Oh, we got it.
Yep. Nice. Because Rob's a magician, man.
And he
deals with our shortcomings. Look at that. Well, there's a lot going on in that town, and every town.
But do they have elderly women playing Hungry Hungry Hippo?
Well, they should.
At a nursing home.
They sure should.
Here's some sports action I never thought I'd get to see.
Wow. I think the chick on the right is just phoning it in. The chick on the left got money on this. Meanwhile, the spectator's not into this at all. Just sitting there doing nothing.
Now, how do you get
should be doing the wave.
How do you get a ticket to this event? You have to go to Ticketmaster?
No, it's all comps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're just giving tickets away to that.
You can see, though, this is played during the quarantine. There weren't that many fans watching on. Then we had a pretty cool wrestling match.
This is weird, man.
Camel wrestling.
Look at this. These camels. Look at this. This is a big deal there. Look at that. They seem to know what they're doing too. Look at that. Look at that. He's pinning him down, and then and now he's like lifting him up with his neck.
That's a real thing. That is a thing.
That's a real
with
thing.
actual spectators watching.
Lots of spectators, more than the nursing home. I'll tell you that.
My gosh. What a weird world we live in.
But look, at least they weren't in Turkey where this happened. They weren't eating the camels.
That's true.
Like if this was happening in China, all bets are off. Hey, we got some Andy Heath stuff?
Yeah, we do.
Or Nick Heath?
Nick Heath in play-by-play number 3, where he see some people visiting a market.
Qualifiers for market bartering here in Tooting Market. A Hansa Shah here in the blue headscarf and beige coat. She's regular in these parts. Classic technique of hanging behind a keener shopper here. She's already told the trader she's willing to walk away, and it looks like she might have got what she wants. Oh, she's even taking the shopping of the woman next to her. Well, that's the pro. That's what we're used to seeing. Her price is final. It's a few chili peppers and some tomatoes. The order we've come to know and love. Top job.
Top job.
This guy's pretty good.
He's very good.
It's funny.
We got tons of these too.
888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Thought we might address some of the myths surrounding this virus because there's a lot of them. One of the myths that was circulating on the internet was that vinegar can kill it. And so vinegar was gone from the shelves almost instantly of all the grocery stores.
Yeah, I noticed that.
A weird product to have gone, but that's why it was, because people were hearing it kills the virus. And why would you need vinegar when you have the wipes, like the Clorox wipes and all those things?
Does toilet paper kill the virus as well? Does that
doesn't.
explain its absence from the shelves?
No, but maybe people think it does. I don't know. Here's one of them. You're way less likely to get this than the flu. Answer to that is, not necessarily.
Oh.
To estimate how easily a virus spreads, Scientists calculate its basic reproduction number. It predicts the number of people who can catch a given bug from a single infected person. Live Science previously reported that currently the RO, that again is the reproduction number, for SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes the disease COVID-19, so they're very similar, is at about 2.2, meaning a single infected person will infect about 2.2 others. By comparison, the flu has an RO of 1.3, and then they don't tell us what the COVID-19 number is, but they're saying it's probably a lot higher. The virus is just a mutated form of the common cold. No, it is not. Coronavirus is a large family of viruses that includes many different diseases, SARS, CoV-2, H1N1, all of those things. Myth number 3, the virus was probably made in a lab. No evidence, according to this, suggests that the virus is man-made.
Okay.
Okay. SARS-CoV and MERS-CoV, all three viruses seem to have originated in bats. Well, that's what got the rumor started, that this, because they think that maybe one of the workers at the lab where they were doing the testing took it to the market when they were done with the bat and sold it to them. And then somebody ate it. The rest is history. Myth number 4, getting COVID-19 is a death sentence. No, not even close, really. About 81% of people who were infected with the coronavirus have a mild case. So you've got an 81% chance that it's going to be fairly mild, that you'll be, sick, but you won't feel like you're dying.
You did see where Senator Rand Paul tested positive over the weekend.
That's right, I did, yeah.
He's in isolation now.
It's weird. About 13.8% report severe illness, meaning they have shortness of breath, require supplemental oxygen, and about 4.7% are critical, meaning they face respiratory failure, multi-organ failure, or septic shock. And so far, around 2.3% of people infected have died from it. And again, most of those elderly. In fact, I think the average age of people dying is 79. Pets can spread the new virus. Probably not to humans. One dog in China contracted a low-level infection from its owner, meaning dogs may be vulnerable. Didn't we have a dog die? We had the first dog die. We reported that last week or the week before. Let's see. Kids can't catch the coronavirus. They definitely can. Although initial reports suggest fewer cases in children than adults. And they fare better once they get it. Myth number, whatever number we're on here. If you have coronavirus, you'll know. Not necessarily. COVID-19 causes a wide range of symptoms, many of which appear in other respiratory illnesses, like the flu and a common cold. Specifically, common symptoms of COVID-19, though, include fever, cough, difficulty breathing. If you have all three of those, I'd definitely get tested.
Yeah, and that's the thing about this, is you can carry it around for quite a while and have no idea.
And you don't feel sick, so you don't even think about getting tested. Coronavirus less deadly than the flu? No, we know that's not true now. It's about 10 times more deadly. Vitamin C supplements will stop you from catching COVID-19. Researchers have yet to find any evidence that vitamin C supplements can render people immune. Okay? It's not safe to get a package from China. If that's the case, due to the stuff we order on Amazon and most of it coming from China, we're all in trouble. But it's safe to receive letters or packages from China, according to the WHO. Previous research has found that coronaviruses don't survive long on objects like letters and packages. Based on what we know about similar viruses, such as MERS and SARS, experts think this new virus likely survives poorly on surfaces. Excellent. Okay, and I like this one.
What do you got?
you can get the coronavirus if you eat at a Chinese restaurant in the United States. No, you can't. By that logic, you'd also have to avoid Italian, Korean, Japanese, and Iranian restaurants, given that those countries also have been facing outbreaks. Okay, speaking of which, this is just, I hate this. This is embarrassing, sad, pathetic, and horrific. We've got some videos of Asian people being harassed. We were just saying last week, I've never seen it. Well, here it is. Here's an Asian woman getting sprayed with, I guess, hand sanitizer or something. Hard to believe.
Hand sanitizer. Come here. Sanitize your ass. Come here.
Oh,
here.
come on.
Here. You need some.
I mean, come on.
That's
what are you doing?
Pathetic. And then actual violence against an Asian American. Check this out. Oof.
Oh, knocked him
Down
out.
goes Frazier. He got the cone on his head.
No. Kicking him.
We're going to put the head on there.
Putting the cone on his head.
That's really disturbing.
Stealing stuff from his pockets.
Hey, what do you got in them? You trip out of you. What do you got in there?
Horrible.
All right. We've seen enough. That's really horrific. 888-900-3393. Why would you do that? I don't even understand it. 888-900-3393 and Pat Unleashed on Twitter. You know, it's easy to make the same old resolutions every year, and by now you've probably broken virtually all of them. But what you could do right now is make 2020 the year you officially start your business, or you could get your will in order or living trust, and you can do all that with LegalZoom. Over the past 19 years, LegalZoom has helped more than 4 million people. They provide the resources you need to confidently resolve your personal and business legal needs. You can get started quickly online. If you have any questions or you need advice, they have the right people to help you out. Now, LegalZoom isn't a law firm, so you can count on their network of independent attorneys for advice at the right price, since they don't charge you by the hour, which is a great thing, because if you've ever been charged by the hour from a lawyer, that could be $250 an hour, could be $500 an hour. It's not cheap. So go to LegalZoom.com today, enter the promo code UNLEASHED in the box at checkout, and get special savings. That's LegalZoom.com, promo code UNLEASHED. Welcome. It's great to have you. I guess the question on my mind right now is, how do we get back to the world we knew? You know, the wonderful world of preferred pronouns, for instance.
Quick point of privilege.
Uh-huh.
Quick point of personal privilege.
Yeah.
Guys, first of all, James.
Point of personal privilege.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Oh, those were the days.
I miss
Good
that
times.
world. I miss it.
You know, the world of biological men competing against women. That was a wonderful world.
Simpler time.
World of people trying to do gun control. And hell yes, I'm going to take your guns. Remember those fun days?
Oh.
Good times.
I miss them.
Good times. Mm-hmm. All right, got some. Judy, by the way.
They're not good times at all.
No, they're not good times.
I mean, they're
do
better
not take
times.
that literally.
They're just not good times.
That's called sarcasm, facetiousness, you know, sheer unadulterated stupidity. Okay? All right. Hopefully she's all right then. We should maybe check up on her later on.
Yeah. I mean, you think she's self-quarantined right now? And if so, ooh.
She should have been self-quarantined before all of this happened. Socially distanced Liberty tweets, I was disappointed to find out our stores were out of vinegar because I use it for regular cleaning and mixed with salt and soap.
Oh.
Very effective weed and bug killer. Oh.
Is that right?
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
I had to order it, but yeah, now I get organic vinegar because that's all that was available.
The heck is
organic vinegar?
What is that? Is that from
Why would you ever want that or need that?
vinegar plants that don't eat chemicals?
I don't know. From Blaze Addict 2? It's a myth that we know what the myths are at this point. That's probably right.
Uh-huh.
The Steve 42. So we're locking down the whole damn country over a virus that most likely will cause mild symptoms. Yes, but only in 81% of cases. So, there's that.
There's that.
Okay. Proving we make the apocalypse fun here. Let's go to another Nick Heath video. This is the play-by-play guy in the UK. And since there's no sports to cover or do play-by-play for, he just did it on everyday life.
Okay. Hit us with one.
Join me live at Middle Class Arena. Ollie and Sally O'Connell, trolley and basket. Southeast halloumi buying champions last year, but work to do. And this is Andy and Alison Davis. They've got some beef. Probably best we cut away. Now then, Sue Wilson here. Such a tricky event this. The crudité conundrum. Gone with a slab of pate there. That's a safe choice. But so many hummuses in the modern game. I think we're going to see a refusal here.
Yeah, always refuse hummus.
Oh, yeah, that's always a good safety tip. I don't care if there's a pandemic or not, refuse hummus.
That shopper won that round.
Yeah.
by refusing the so many hummuses.
It's really funny. And a nice way to cope with all that's going on. Here's a dad trying to cope with being at home with the kids, nothing to do, nowhere to go, and here's how he's handling things.
Oh no! No, what do you do? What do you do? Oh, look at this! Look at this!
What?
Oh no! Yes.
So good.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously
set up.
It's computer,
but still
green screen. But great job.
That was a nice job.
It was great.
Yeah, that was good. Also, there's some issues apparently with people working at home.
Okay, careful watching this one with your kids.
Yeah, because this is a bathroom issue. It's a little bit like Jeffy going to the bathroom with his microphone.
A little worse, even.
A little worse.
Yeah. So look at the left hand, the blonde walking toward the camera.
Okay.
There's all the coworkers here having a conference call. She's got to go to the bathroom though. So what happens next? Oh no! No!
Post on her pants.
No!
Like good standards in terms of things.
Oh my!
No! Not good.
Like people.
The camera. Jennifer.
Hold on.
Hold on. Finally, somebody.
I saw nothing.
Oh my God, Jennifer.
Come on, Jennifer.
Just a tad embarrassing. Could be tough to live that one down.
It could have been worse for Jennifer.
Yeah.
It was bad enough.
Wow.
Oh, so just be careful if you're teleconferencing from home during this coronavirus pandemic, and your camera is always on.
What are the odds that your camera is a direct shot to your bathroom toilet?
Well, I think she set it down so she could still participate in the deal, thinking that she had maybe turned off the video feed for herself,
perhaps,
or just forgot that it was on.
Mm-hmm.
And she's probably done that a lot, where she's watching Netflix and she just sits it up right there, and I'm just gonna catch up on my episodes of whatever. And
it didn't work out well that time. 888-900-3393. Things are so hazardous right now that the Walt Disney Company, Walt Disney, is looking to raise $6 billion through a debt offering.
What now?
The company is filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission. They are offering 6 different notes, interest rates as low as 3.35%. Essentially, they're taking out a $6 billion loan is what they're trying to do. Disney is in this situation. Disney owns, and maybe this is part of the problem, they own everything. And a lot of times when a company does that, they overextend themselves and find themselves in debt over their heads, and they can't deal with it.
After everybody and their brother signed up for Disney Plus?
Yeah, that's what hit me. Is after Disney Plus, after making tens of billions of dollars last year in movies, and now you have to get a $6 billion loan? That's a little bit chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. 888-900-3393. And at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. History Buff tweets, sitting in the office of my Pennsylvania hardware store, waiting for the National Guard to shut us down. This isn't America anymore. Mm-hmm. Brett Shambach says, I'm not comparing this to the Great Depression, but I think a lot of us will learn lessons from this pandemic like our parents and grandparents did from the Great Depression. Number 1, get out of debt. 2, be more self-sufficient. 3, save money. 4, be more prepared. I hope we take that from this. I hope we do. Gain some serious knowledge and experiences and gain some wisdom over this. From Joplin Steve, if all that's left on the shelf is 1 ply, do you take it? Yeah, and then just double up, when the time comes. And don't forget the toilet paper calculator we posted at Pat Unleashed on Twitter.
Yeah, make sure you have enough to get yourself through the quarantine period. You can put in all sorts of stuff.
President Trump said something either this morning or over the weekend.
Yeah, he tweeted it over the weekend.
We can't let the cure be worse than the problem itself.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that, for acknowledging that, for reminding people.
Yeah, he said at the end of the 15-day period, we will make a decision as to which way we want to go. If you recall, he asked for self-quarantining, self-isolation through 15 days. I think he gets us to about April 1st or so. And then
we go from there.
Mm-hmm.
But, be careful what you wish for. Mayors across the country, including Bill de Blasio in New York, careful about asking for the military to intervene in this. Jeez. Yeah, let's have the military come in and shut down Americans all over the country. That'd be great.
Yeah, Washington State, California, New York took him up on that offer. And
okay, we're good. Let's station a tank at the intersection of every major thoroughfare and in all neighborhoods. Maybe we should just bomb some of the places with the really, they're really bad with it. Just get rid of those people. You got to really be careful in this situation. It could get vastly out of control. There is a happy medium somewhere. We're really trying to protect the public's safety and health, and yet not take away people's freedom.
Protect the Constitution at the same time.
Yeah, kind of important.
Because on the other side of this, you're still going to want that intact.
Why? But why?
So you can go see it in a museum.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah.
What did you think?
Yeah.
Was there another reason?
Not that I could think of. That's why I asked.
I don't know why you have to ask.
That makes sense. The museum thing makes sense, though.
Yeah, you want it framed,
right?
Looking all purty and dusted, so you can go and see it and see, hey, kids, this is what we used to live by, and then Corona.
Also, China has exonerated the doctor who was reprimanded for warning of the virus and giving his family a solemn apology because he's, frankly, dead. We lost him. We lost him. But they've finally exonerated him. He was officially reprimanded for warning about the coronavirus outbreak, later died from the disease. And so this is kind of surprising that the Communist Party actually apologized for that. They said they gave a very solemn apology to his family.
Well, then there you go.
Yeah, a little late. And 2 police officers, identified only by their surnames, had been issued disciplinary punishments for the original handling of it. Huh.
Well, they were just following the party line.
Just following orders. That's all we're doing. We're just following orders. And now here's a couple other people who should probably be careful right now because they're becoming whistleblowers in China. A couple of whistleblowers are saying that the recovery in China is all fake. Even before COVID-19 became a global crisis, China's leaders have been criticized for their handling of this. That's why they keep trying to pawn it off on us. They're trying desperately to push the blame in this to the United States. And that's one of the reasons that President Trump keeps referring to it as the Chinese virus.
I think that and the fact that it bothers the media so much.
Yes, he loves to get under their skin. And he's definitely doing that. Even though there's no reason for that. We do that all the time. We name diseases after the place where it came, from whence it came. Or, where it hit the hardest, like Spanish flu. It didn't start in Spain, but that's where it was the worst. So, things now look like China is on the upswing. Businesses even appear to be headed back to work, but whistleblowers and local officials are saying that's just a carefully crafted lie. Beijing has spent much of the outbreak pushing districts to carry on as business as usual, with some local governments subsidizing electricity costs and even installing mandatory productivity quotas. Zhejiang, which is a province east of the epicenter city of Wuhan, claimed as of February 24th it had restored 98.6% of its pre-coronavirus work capacity. 98.6%. Wow. But civil servants and business owners say that they're actually faking those numbers. Beijing had started checking the business's electricity consumption levels, so district officials ordered the companies to start leaving their lights and machinery on all day.
Oh, no.
To drive the numbers up. Wow. Businesses have reportedly falsified staff attendance logs. When central leaders personally surveyed disinfecting regimens and food delivery, local officials make special effort for them and them alone, one of the residents claimed. And in a video circulating on social media, residents can be seen shouting at visiting leaders from their apartments where they're being quarantined. Fake. It's all fake, they're yelling. I mean, you feel in your bones that's probably true. Don't you? I mean, don't you really? That seems like China. That seems like what they do.
Well, that's what we've been saying. How much do you want to trust a communist government for stats in this?
I don't trust them at all. I was just kind of hopeful because that would be, that would bode well for everybody. If they're leveling off at 81,000, which is where they still are, while we continue to increase exponentially.
Increasing exponentially. Top 1% and 2% have done exponentially better.
Well, corporate profit has been up over exponentially.
The profits have gone up exponentially. It's going to be up exponentially.
I just can't imagine there's not an advisor, a manager, a staffer, a friend, a wife, a relative that says, hey, middle-class Joe, the word is exponentially. Exponential. There's an N there, not a D. It's crazy, but apparently not. All right, well, let's take a look at the Nick Heath video just for a respite. A little respite
Joining
here.
Live in South London, the Find a Brunette a Seat with the Blonde Girls qualifier. These four are holding sway with the judges at present. Lattes, dessert at 11 a.m. Eating all the brownies in my active wear. And, now, who's this coming in from inside? Oh, it's a brunette who's not found a seat. That's not gone well. Disaster.
Yeah, she was looking over there. She's trying to sit down. Oh, all the blondes took
Actual professional play-by-play guy in rugby and just probably bored. And wanted to bring a little levity to the situation. So he's doing basic daily life play-by-play.
Yeah.
Kind of fun.
And just like that, we get back to our mainstream media and NBC News defending China.
Or at least in 1 minute we will. First, let me tell you about Burrow. Burrow is some furniture that is adaptable. I love that fact. They've got these durable fabrics that are naturally scratch and stain resistant. They have built-in USB chargers. It's really super modern technology built in to really comfortable and adaptable furniture. You can customize, you pick your fabric, your leg finish, the armrest style, and the length. You can add a chaise lounge or ottoman or both. And after you add the chaise or ottoman, and then you move to another room or you go to another house or your decor just changes, you can change that with it and shorten like a sectional couch or lengthen a sectional couch. Then if you decide that, you're going to repaint and the walls are going either darker or lighter, you can make your legs. You just switch out and make them darker or lighter.
That's cool, man.
Really, really great stuff. It's really easy to set up. It's easy to move. And there's more than just sofas. They've got sleep kit. Their sleep kit. Sleep kit transforms your comfy couch or sofa into an even comfier bed. They also offer a collection of affordable rugs, coffee tables, love seats, armchairs, and ottomans. Plus, free 1-week shipping right now. Get $75 off your purchase and free 1-week shipping at burrow.com/Pat. That's BURROW.com/Pat for $75 off at Burrow.
Pat Gray, Unleashed.
How much do you love this phenomenon of the mainstream media doing everything they can to praise China and put the blame on the United States? What kind of... Who are you?
Madness.
If you love China so much, why don't you marry it? Wait.
No, I like it. Let's go with that. Yeah.
Why don't you move there?
Seriously.
I realize it's a really typical base response, but I just can't help but feel that way. Why are you praising China all the time and trying to cover for them and taking all their talking points and ignoring everything that Trump says or disputing everything that Trump says? Here's NBC News and their report over the weekend praising China.
And China and South Korea and those Asian countries, Hoda, may have helped Western Europe and America by delaying the arrival of the coronavirus here. But now they are worrying that they may get reinfected by the coronavirus from the rest of the world.
Thank you for that China talking point. Thank you very much.
Wow.
He just got a call from Xi 5 minutes before the broadcast. Hey, tell him that we're really concerned that they're gonna give it back.
Well, no. First, tell them that we delayed it escaping
we delayed it
our
for
borders.
They delayed it? How the hell did they delay it?
I don't know. And now we're worried that you're gonna give it back to us. Yeah, go with that one. They'll never buy that one. Oh my gosh, did you just see that? They did. They bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. Of course, it's NBC.
Man, that is something else. 888-933-93. I guess during this time we're kind of flocking to the safety of comfort food. Like I don't do that the rest of the time. It's not just toilet paper and bottled water that are filling the nation's sanitized shopping carts. Americans are stocking up on champagne and other indulgences. Chocolate, ice cream, popcorn, potato chip sales all jumped last week, according to Nielsen. Pastry purchases soared by more than 18%. All of those figures are poised to accelerate in coming weeks.
I mean, every time Carrie goes to the store now, she comes back with a different batch of Oreos.
Really?
And I'm not complaining.
No.
It's just very out of character.
So
thank you. Enjoy visiting the pantry these days. But yeah, I guess that's what we're doing.
Apparently, consumers have been eager to grab the types of foods that may make their social distancing even a little more tolerable.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my excuse. I need the ice cream. Everything else is so weird. I have to have the ice cream. While few of us are in a celebratory mood, that hasn't dented demand for pricey booze. Bourgeois champagne has seen its sales jump 40% in the past 5 days to approach levels usually seen around Christmas and New Year's. Big markets like New York, California, and Illinois saw a complete run on bottles of champagne that range from $69 to $135.
Oh.
Would you pay $135 for a bottle of champagne?
Never.
People are making the decision to drink better because of their sacrificing experience.
Yeah, they're not going to the bars. Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Even in the worst times, people still want to say happy birthday or celebrate their anniversary or just drown their sorrows, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
With coffee shops closed or limited to grab-and-go orders, New Barn Organics has seen a 4-fold increase in demand for its creamy barista-style almond milk. The beverage is now New Barn's top seller, ahead of its lower-calorie, no-sugar version. People are not shifting into healthier food, said Barn Chief Executive Officer Ted Robb. They're shifting into comfort food. In addition to sweet and salty stuff, beef suppliers have benefited from consumers cleaning out supermarket meat cases. That's the thing. For grocery stores, could there be a better time? Has there ever been a better time? People are buying everything they put out at the grocery store. And then they restock, and then that's all gone. And so on. I mean, it happens over and over and over again. So we just want something to get us through this mess. And I guess eating is one of the really good ways we can do that.
Yep.
Also, when the coronavirus catastrophe finally ends, are we going to learn anything from it? COVID-19 is something of a test.
Oh, this is the Toronto Star article. Oh, this is priceless. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is so much fun. The biggest worry, not a virus, a global pandemic.
You know what it is?
What is it?
It's climate change. I mean, you had to know that, right? Mm-hmm. It's because of our SUVs. Our SUVs are killing the planet. COVID-19 deaths may increase day to day, but that's not where the terror lies.
I love this.
The true terror is mass death from climate change.
Okay.
Global heating is another universal danger where the suffering will be intensely personal.
Okay.
Somebody had to write this article, right? This is the perfect time for that.
I mean, we saw this coming. I mean,
you try to equate what's going on now with climate change so that you can create that catastrophic feeling in people's minds over it. Smart. Why are we so frantic about COVID-19 but not about climate change? I don't know, because one's obviously real and the other isn't. Dealing with the coronavirus is easier than dealing with climate change. Our lives will be different from now on. The hope is that we'll live more intelligently, thinking more about our future on the planet rather than the blithe destruction we indulged in for 50 years. Oh, that is agonizing.
Madness, right?
Oh, my
Toronto Star.
gosh.
It's a madhouse!
Yep.
A madhouse!
I mean, climate change.
It does not matter. I mean, literally in the middle of a global pandemic.
Climate change.
We've got the far left, mainstream media, Toronto Sun. Is it Sun? Yeah.
Yeah.
It telling us, no, it's climate change.
That hurts. That's unbelievable. And yet, also at the same time, very believable. Because that made us so crazy, let's check in on Nick Heath. And, and he's got another play-by-play because he normally does play-by-play of rugby. But now he's just doing play-by-play of life.
Shopping for a shirt, I think, is what
You're
we're doing
live in a popular high street discount clothing store. This chap hoping to get a personal best in the Find a Fashion Bargain steeplechase. But this is one of the trickiest events in life because, of course, he's probably going to have to put up with, well, a dodgy zip, some curious stitching, certainly some odd proportions, something in navy, I think, there. Does he like it? Oh, it's got a whacking great big logo in the middle of it. Will he make do? Will he decide to go with it? Yes, it looks like he will. He will, and regret it later.
These are excellent.
Just another way to make the apocalypse fun. And then you get back to the coronavirus and climate change. Enforcement, although this is maybe some common sense, enforcement of New York's plastic bag ban has been postponed due to the coronavirus.
Priorities, huh?
Okay. Oh, good. That's pushed back to May 15th. It's gonna all of these things that have been canceled until May, like, what was it? Somebody canceled. Our own Governor Abbott, canceled school, I think, until the 27th, and then they just said, "No, we're going to push that back to April 3rd." Now, on April 3rd, I think they're going to push it back till next year.
So, which will happen first, New York? Will we play baseball or will you be fined for using a plastic bag? May 15th is your day.
The latter. The latter will happen.
So, and I love how the Department of Health is saying, well, you could wash out your plastic bags in the meantime. And what? No, never. Not ever going to wash out any plastic bag for as long as I live. I don't care how desperate I am. I don't care if this is the Great Depression. I will never wash out a plastic bag so I could reuse it, New York.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Stupid.
Los Angeles has their cannabis dispensaries that are still open. Why? Because they've deemed them essential.
Essential for Los Angeles. That makes
essential.
sense. Yeah,
doesn't it though?
Yep. Okay, so that's another government
another
fun fact there during the crisis. Okay,
and I'm looking at California's numbers right now. They're fourth on the list of states with the most cases. They got 1,802. New York, again, New York has just exploded recently. They're at almost 17,000 cases. And then overall in the U.S., we have 34,439 with 458 deaths. So it keeps on going.
Yeah.
We're just praying that this thing burns out fairly soon.
Nice to see private businesses
banding together,
stepping up without the government forcing them to at this point.
Like that a lot. Elon Musk is the latest to offer to make ventilators to help out with this. The Big Apple is already showing interest in buying them from him. Not only is it a really good humanitarian thing and a patriotic thing, it's actually a good business move.
Yeah, it has
too.
the opposite effect of, say, a price gouging situation, right? Whereas you're not going to go to the price gouging fella after the crisis passed, but you might say, hey, you know what? I remember Elon Musk was really awesome in saving my relative's life with a respirator that they sent over.
And the respirators you make, you're not going to donate. He's going to sell them to people, so they're going to make money off of that. He said, we'll make ventilators if there is a shortage. New York City is buying, Mayor de Blasio screamed afterwards. Tesla makes cars with sophisticated HVAC systems. SpaceX makes spacecraft with life support systems. Ventilators are not difficult, but can't be produced instantly. Tesla would join a group of motor companies offering their help. GM, Ford, we mentioned.
Yeah.
I think Chrysler said they would as well. Cool. So the offer comes amid all of this escalating fear and amid a lot of governors and mayors saying that we just don't have enough. We don't have enough ventilators. And so when people get really sick and you can't keep them on a ventilator, that's really bad for them. Really bad. All right, let's just finish the show off on a lighter note with another Nick Heath video.
Yes! Yeah. Crossroad dash, light turns to red. We wait for the beeps. There they are now then. JD Sportsman, he's got a decent start. Leggings on the outside. Oh, JD Sportsman's been distracted over the shoulder, and Leggings is going to get there. Oh, she does it again. 3 titles in 3 days. Off past Vegas Gold for the lap of honor. Victorious.
I love it. This guy's great.
Now, see, when we're all on lockdown, he won't be able to leave his house to do that anymore.
I thought of that. I'm a little concerned.
Yeah,
I hope he has pets to follow around or something.
All right, well, see you tomorrow on Pat Gray Unleashed. Stay safe and healthy.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.